Patterson. We are at the 13th annual St. Louis Prototype Modelers Meet. I'm doing an outdoor photo shoot. We're going to talk about this table saw. That's absolutely magnificent. This is the best hobby in the world.
What's neat?
What's neat?
What's neat?
What's neat starts now.
Catch the What's Neat podcast every week and full episodes of What's Neat every month at the Model Railroad Hobbyist YouTube page.
The What's Neat show?
Come on down. You're the next contestant on the What's Neat This Week show.
No, you got to introduce it, Mike. You got to say, I'm Mike, this is Daryl, my other brother Daryl, my other brother Daryl, my other brother Daryl.
How did we get roped into this?
I don't know.
Seemed like a good idea,
Sure. I thought we were just buying a mule, but it turns out that...
Chris Alvarez. This is your fault, Chris.
That's right.
Hey, I see cameras.
Yay.
Okay.
Boy.
There's cameras
Now I'm,
So
now I'm nervous.
Oh, no. What should we do?
I've never done this before.
1, 2. Okay, boys and girls. Who's giving us a countdown?
Steve Mantilla.
Chris, give us a countdown.
3, 2, 1.
The What's Neat This Week video podcast is supported by enthusiastic model railroaders just like you.
These are anyway.
And by Intermountain Railway Company, where the detail makes the difference. Check out their website at intermountain-railway.com.
Additional support is provided by Spring Creek Model Trains, your destination for model trains. Stop in and say, wow. Check out their website at springcreekmodeltrains.com.
Roca Prototype Models. We make it real. Check out their website at www.rocamodels.com. Additional support is provided by Yelsma Graphics, America's leading distributor of quality railroad art and embroidered clothing since 1985. Check out their website at yelsma.com. Further support is provided by the NCE Corporation, the power of DCC. Visit their website at ncedcc.com. And thank you for supporting the What's Neat This Week podcast. This is the What's Neat This Week show in model railroading, show number 283.
Wow.
For August 3rd, 2024. We're having so much fun tonight. We can't believe we have to start this show right now. There's a lot of projects going on, a lot of moving pieces. There is a lot of stuff on this table tonight.
A whole lot of stuff.
A lot of great models to talk about.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a tall order to fill. First of all, sitting on this side, I've got Mike Buddy. Hey, Mike.
Hey, everybody.
I am your host, Ken Patterson, the host of the What's Neat Show at Model Railroad Hobbyist Magazine, and I feel like I have to look around this crane.
You do. That's
strategically
put. Did you see that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You like
Yes.
that?
Really?
Ken is hiding behind the crane tonight.
No, he's standing up there.
I don't know where I'm at on the What's Neat videos right now. Honest to gosh, I don't even know what month I just did last week. But I know the next show coming out will be the RPM show, which was a fabulous show. Just fabulous.
Oh, no.
All right, sitting next to me, messing up everything on the table, we've got our favorite, Joshua Barton.
What's up, everybody?
Yeah.
Yes.
That hurts when you pick me up by...
Yeah. Sitting right next to Joshua, I've got our favorite, James Regier.
Yay.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, James. Your leg is broken. Did you fix it?
I fixed it. It is full of wood right now.
Okay, and sitting right next to James, and a person we don't have a little figure of, Steve Mantilla.
Not yet.
Did you get scanned?
No, I didn't get scanned. No, I did not. So
Well, next time Bernard's in
time,
town,
yeah.
you're getting scanned.
I have
too.
to, yes.
He is coming back, he has said.
Daniel
Okay,
got
good.
scanned, and there'll be another mini Joshua, too. I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
Okay, we got a lot of great models to talk
We
about
got the
tonight.
B-roll for that.
We're going to be talking about philosophy of layout construction tonight because I had a moment last night and I've now shared it with everybody else so they could feel my pain. But after
You get to feel it too.
it's pain and then it's pleasure. Check this pleasure out. I have the September 2000 2024 issue of Model Railroader magazine in my hands.
Well,
And
first
this-
from Fire Crown.
Here is an ad for the What's Neat.
Our first full-page ad
That's right.
Put it
in
on
Model
the
Railroader
screen.
magazine.
It's got a QR code on it. I had no idea. So you can tell that somebody professionally designed this ad for us. And yes, we have the wonderful folks at Bachman designing our ads for us. And I picked this picture myself that went on it because it's my favorite Amtrak train that I did for one of the Bachman covers. So they already had the art. So we was able to get the first one out. We are going to be probably running 6. This is a really good issue too this month. It's got some great content. It's the California, the great big Tehachapi layout in California. I love that layout.
Oh yeah, that show is going on this week.
Is this their 90th anniversary?
Yeah, and it's also got this Rapido train in it, which I don't know if the cameras are pointing up there or not.
Oh, the Amtrak.
Yeah, that Amtrak
Nice.
turbo train.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So yeah, that's really exciting.
I look forward to what they come out with next with that.
Yeah.
All right, Mike, I want to just launch into your stuff because you got some really great freight cars, and this is going to be eye candy, and we'll shoot some B-roll of everything up close.
Okay. Well,
Where's this microphone at?
we saw Dave Lelbach.
You got a microphone on, Mike?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Oh,
That might help.
you need to put your microphone on.
Saw Dave Lelbach from Tangent Models at the RPM, and I've been waiting for these 60-foot auto parts cars to come out for a long time. Once I heard about them, and I bought 3 of the later model. You know, my era is 1978, so I got these 3 models that already had the roof walks removed and the brake wheels lowered ladders and everything modernized. But then my friend Chris Gray from Arnold, which is near St. Louis here, he models 1964, so he bought all the ones that they had with the roof walks as built and high mounted brake wheels and high ladders and everything. And those of us that are old enough to remember the old Robbins Rails kit of the 60-foot Greenville car. And I was really excited when those came out, you know, because I was always interested in auto parts cars, but the ladders were pretty chunky and the rivets were pretty thick and stuff. But I tried. There was an article in Railroad Model Craftsman about changing the Robbins Rails kits to a Thrall version and everything, and that's what Tangent has done. They've done all the work for you. These are all Greenvilles, and then this one up in front is a Thrall model. And one of the big giveaways is the welded seams and the indented panels on each side of the door.
Yeah.
So anyway, this is a Conrail, early Conrail from 1976 when they first started painting stuff. They were pretty ambitious with their logo, and they used a lot of paint making that logo giant on the side of the car. It wasn't too long before they kind of scaled back and made things a little smaller.
So cover each car individually so I can show B-roll of them.
Well, this DT&I car is, I don't know what actual service they were in, but it's returned to Detroit, Michigan in one empty DT&I railroad. And this one doesn't have a return label on it, but I remember seeing these cars at the Ford plant in Hazelwood, St. Louis, Conrail.
Oh yeah.
And then I saw a bunch of these Norfolk and Western cars with the hamburger logo, as we called it. But by the time I saw them in the early to mid 80s, they were faded to almost a grayish color,
Okay.
which I always had a hard time trying to duplicate that in HO scale, that fading. But I liked that scheme anyway, so I decided to pick these up.
So that's a Thrall car.
This one here, yeah.
Okay, and the
it's
other
got-
two, the DT&I and Conrail,
Yeah, these are all Greenville cars.
all Greenvilles.
Yeah, with
So-
I think the Stanray panel roof. These are the X panel roof.
Oh, they've got the right
Oh,
roofs
yeah.
on
Yeah.
them.
Oh,
And these-
yeah.
The other 5 here have got roof walks on them. Talk to us about
Yeah.
each one of those 5.
Well, they were probably built in 1963. I think that's when the first ones were built, along with the 86-foot high cubes. It was a pretty revolutionary thing, and the auto industry was really getting going back then. And they built the 86-footers for lightweight stampings You know, things that took up a lot of volume, but it wasn't that heavy, versus these shorter cars were used for denser commodities like, you know, axles, engine blocks, stuff like that. And so a lot of these shorter cars were actually 100-ton cars, but depending on what service they were in. So
So they took the roof walks
Yeah.
off. I'm going to pick this up because I've never touched one of these before.
Oh,
yeah.
no.
Did I? Why is it we keep knocking?
You killed
This
me.
is the second time tonight we've killed you.
We need a
Yeah.
fan.
Yeah, as
Wait a
delivered,
minute. Where's
these
my
cars.
glasses
It's
at?
turning into South Park here.
No, I really care about. I know. I don't know why we don't do this. But, oh wow.
That green
The,
is amazing.
oh, wow.
Look at
Yeah,
that.
that DT&I is about the same green.
Yeah.
But when they were built, they were built with roof walks because that's
Wow,
what they
look at
still
all that
did
detail at
back
the
then.
end,
That's
too.
how they ran the trains. But
Yeah.
by 1966, the cars were built with lowered brake wheels, low cutoff ladders, and no roof walks.
Okay, and the roof walk is on this car, but the top of the car has got just a strip of
Yeah,
silver.
look at that.
Right.
Where the overspray from the
overspray.
green
Yeah,
would come
all
on.
these Greenville
and so
cars
this
are
is
like that.
factory. This was painted that
Yeah,
way,
right.
factory.
Look like brand
That's
new.
amazing.
Yeah.
The overspray is
The
very
overspray is
realistic.
nice.
These need to be shot outside. There's no way. Whatever you guys just saw, it's indoor video. I ripped out that module, so I don't even know what we're shooting these on. But these cars are exquisite.
Well, they
Yeah.
are.
This is
Yeah.
beyond brass.
Now, I didn't even get into talking about his new Rock Island cabooses.
Oh,
yeah.
those are absolute beauties.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
seen them.
Gosh.
We'll have
Yeah.
a couple
You
of
fellas-
those
When I
too,
talked
yeah.
to him, I should have interviewed him about those too, because
I do have B-roll that I got from those,
Okay.
so
I tell you,
So-
with that equipment there, it almost made me want to take on the Rock Island as a second draw.
Yeah.
It was gone
Yeah.
before my time, but
right.
it's still a good one.
I remember seeing some of those cabooses in St. Louis. They
Yeah.
made it down this way. So going on to the 3D printed. First I'll talk about those fire apparatus.
Yeah, fire apparatus.
hi
Got-
Campbell.
Got those from Bob Johnson at Masterbuilt Models, and PCX87 just keeps coming out with this awesome stuff.
Those are
And
so pretty, Mike.
that one that you're pointing to right there, that's a Seagrave unit, and then the longer one in the back and farther that way, that's a Ferrara prototype. And I think these are undecorated, so you could probably
Put whatever logo.
But whatever
Yeah.
fire department you choose.
And that ladder on the roof extends,
yes,
which
it
is
does.
very cool. It's
Right.
articulating. So
They're just green. They're beautiful. It's neat. It's
Yeah.
different from red. I mean, look
Yeah.
at all the red ones that we.
and you see a lot more contrast in the apparatuses these
Yeah.
days. I've seen green or red and black. I've seen all red, all black, yellow, green.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, Bob Johnson wanted me to give those to you as a gift.
Cool.
So,
I will do. I'll take them outside and shoot them tomorrow so we can show
Yeah,
them
mhm.
off. I haven't
Maybe.
shot those. I haven't
So-
shot any of this stuff. I
Maybe-
shot the other stuff here. Yeah.
yeah,
Now
thanks,
you got to
Bob.
put a firehouse.
Yeah,
on the
thank you very
layout.
much. That was
Yeah.
really kind of you. I was looking at those at the show big time.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
you even wanted to buy it, and he said no because he had already given it to me to show.
Yeah, I did. I came in right away in that morning to pick it up, and I even had my luggage with me and cameras. I'm like, right at his booth, I'm like, okay, I really want to get this truck. You know, these trucks are so pretty. He's like, I can't sell them
Nope.
to you. And I'm like, okay,
Shut down.
now what did I do?
Yeah.
Walk to somebody now, oh, Lord.
So,
And that's kind of what this show is. I didn't say that at the introduction, but what we're doing on this show, we're going to make a short show, we thought, and show off all of our toys we got at the RPM meet. That's
Yeah.
kind of what's going on here,
Pretty much.
right?
Yeah.
Bernard Helen was there too, and
Oh,
he
yeah.
scanned James and his family, and he scanned Joshua
Yep.
again. But he sent us this monthly little package there, some concrete stuff, which I thought was really cool. The cement blocks, which
Yeah,
you can
the
actually see
pallets.
through the holes,
Uh-huh.
and then one
Those are
empty
neatly
pallet with
designed.
one single block on it,
Mm-hmm.
and some highway stuff like cones, which look scale.
Yes,
a
the
lot of
highway
the
cones,
HO
yeah.
cones you get, they have a flange like this thick on the bottom.
Looks like there's a light tower there that you
Light
have to,
tower that
some
goes
assembly
through, there's
required.
a generator that
Yes.
generator
The
trailer
but
there.
Yeah.
And
And,
there was that thing that they used to pour cement It's right here.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Oh, yes, yes.
I put a wire on it. I thought it would be appropriate.
Cement mixer.
I need an American.
Yeah.
I need
Need
one
a
American
B-roll
flag
of
up there.
that, too.
No, that looks
Yeah,
about
you
right.
definitely need an American flag on that.
Yeah.
All right, moving things right along here. I'm going to go through some freight cars that I picked up at the RPM meet, and it's really weird. First of all, Ben from Aurora Models gave
Ben Wong.
us.
Hi, Ben.
I'm going to start with this pink car. He gave us this, and we showed it off, I think, on the show last week. I showed it off their website. But I finally have outdoor photographs of this pink car. FBOX 504927. These are Gunderson 6276 cubic foot plate F box cars. And as Ben likes to say, this is the most detailed freight car ever produced. Of that freight car is what he said at the show, and I love it when he says that.
Oh, yeah.
The other one's the rail box. He left that one as a surprise on the table over there. I found it Monday or Tuesday. This is beautiful. It is a Railbox TTX, and actually reporting marks on it are FBOX, car number 504995, also shot outdoors today. Now, this is the stuff I actually got, and if you think about it, I only bought models from one company, and I don't know how that happened.
Well, there's
Man,
some
I tell you,
big
Aurora-
models.
Well, it was the 89-foot boxcars that Mike had bought from
Those
Stephen
are-
Priest's company.
Right,
It's called
Class
Class 1
One.
Class
Model
1
Works.
Model Works,
Yep.
yeah.
Okay.
Right.
And so I had to get the Santa Fe when I saw that. So I think I bought that from Spring Creek.
Yeah.
And then I went to their booth and I saw the Illinois Central. So the second day around, I had to pick that double door. And let's start with the Santa Fe first of all, because I shot it outside. This is 86-foot auto parts boxcar, ATSF, reporting marks 36543. Looks beautiful outside. Next one is a Thraw Type 7, 86-foot auto parts boxcar in Illinois Central with the double doors on it. Car number 44284.
What a great color scheme.
Yeah.
I shot a lot of detail shots of this car, and I'm probably showing them to you right now. I mean, for example, the channel on the doors. That's
Yes.
an amazing detail to be able to model.
Right.
Okay, I also went to their booth, and I really thought about it overnight, and I wanted to get their transformer load because it's very impressive. We've seen the Wathers load, which is a little smaller kit, but this is already built. So I brought my Wathers flat car in, and I've got pictures of this outside. And I brought it and put it on their table, and I fit the transformer on it just to make sure it would fit.
It does.
And so I said I would like to have 2 of these transformers for my 2 Wathers flat cars. And then he said, oh, look, we make this flat car, and it is a GSC HD flat car, otherwise known as center depressed flat car. Great deck, and that's the thing, the details on top of this thing. A-jacking pads without a logo, reporting marks LNAL863033.
And that's the red one there?
Right.
Yeah, I said, look, if I'm going to get a flat car, it's got to be bright. I want to see the detail. I want to be able to show it off.
Right.
And so we have their flat car here, and it looks dynamite. But I
really
got
pops.
detail shots of this. I shot 4 tight shots on top. Just rolled the car in front of the camera. Look at the grading. Look at the see-through detail. Look at this.
Yeah.
And when James starts showing off, no, I'm not even going to let you show it off. I'm showing this off. What's this called?
That's a
well car.
TWF-10 well car, yeah.
This is also made by Class 1 Model Works. I'm going to shoot B-roll of
Battleship.
this. I was passing this around to Mike Buddy a moment ago, pointing out all of the piping.
Yeah.
Like,
And that whole body is die cast, so it is to NMRA weight, just alone out of the box. So unlike a lot of the lightweight stack cars that we've experienced, this one's ready to go out of the box. And
right.
Class 1 Model Works makes some
Yeah.
pretty
very
dynamite models.
nice.
Another neat feature I noticed on it, they actually cut off those those magnetic uncouple bars on it, which I tend to
the
like to do
air
on a lot of
hoses?
the air hoses
Right.
that never quite look right.
I mean, if you're into operation and switching and you use those magnetic couplers, those things are great, but I've never done that.
Yeah.
To me, they ruin the look.
Yeah.
So I like the prototype look, and I just cut them off.
So it's that was a neat touch.
I think they cut them off the flat car too, because I remember
yeah.
shooting one of these models upside down or looking at it today in the sun, and there were not the Katie Coupler little magnetic things
Yeah.
for coupling and uncoupling.
Yeah.
That's what they were for, and
Right.
we ride them off as air hoses. But they're cutting them off the cars. That's unusual to me.
That is.
Well, a lot of people use those skewers to uncouple their cars anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
And I've found, at least when I'm operating the cars, I always land wrong on those magnetic uncouplers. So
I never even tried to use
yeah, I just on the layouts that have them, it's always a frustration.
Yep, I'd rather use a pencil or something,
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
like that to just pop
Yeah.
it.
or just pick it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've seen that What's Neat show, and on that show they cover that RPM meet every year.
Oh, I
And
know.
every year at the RPM meet, there's these guys that do cranes, okay? And this year we saw a guy with a 3D printed one that actually works. Well, that's a whole nother story.
yes.
Trevor
Trevor
Hines.
Hines.
Yes.
So that was amazing.
Yeah.
All right, so I've been looking at these cranes for 3 or 4 years and just thinking, God, it would look so good on that river over there. And I just could not justify. I mean, come on, it's like a vase from Neiman Marcus. You can look at it, you can't touch it, but you can look at it and dust it. It's art.
Touch it.
Do I need a piece of art on my river? Well,
Wait, why wouldn't
Yes.
you need
Yeah.
a part?
Of course, yeah.
I mean-
your
I mean,
river?
sure.
Yeah.
They say there's no dumb questions, but
so
That
the
was kind of dumb.
one of the vehicle guys, Dan Goings, is that the gentleman?
Dan Goins,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, he's from
Every
Texas.
year he's got a crane there, a different kind of crane, some crane, and I always look at them and they're like always like $500, and I just couldn't justify it. And this year I went there thinking, okay, maybe I'm just, if there's one there, I'll just do it, right? Well, he had this one, and yeah. So
Man.
for the first day, I just tried to figure out how I could do it. And the second day, I figured it out, and Shazam, here she is.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
That's all brass, right?
It's brass.
Yeah.
It's from classic construction
Wow, okay.
models. It's those models that Dave Davis used to collect when he had all the bulldozers. Remember back in the 90s, he had all this amazing
Not
construction
the track
equipment.
equipment. That was custom finishing.
It is a thing of beauty. And that concrete can up there, or
Yeah.
I'm not sure what exactly it's called, but yeah,
It's like a funnel.
yeah, the
It looks-
concrete
it
funnel
looks
is,
just like
is
the-
awesome. Yeah.
So it's going to sit on a barge on the river, and it's just going to look dynamite.
Nice.
It is a 9000 series crane. It's one of 100. It's number 35 of 150 of this model that they built. And I've seen these puppies on eBay for between $1,500 and $2,000.
Wow. Okay.
So, and
They
it
are
would be
neat.
super simple to build this boom out of brass. Building the main cab part, wouldn't know. I couldn't guesstimate the dimensions on that or the tracks.
Right.
So the
Right.
model's worth the price of that. I mean,
Well,
you could,
and the tracks move.
Yeah.
you could build actually. It's buildable. It wouldn't be that difficult, and it would be super strong, just like this is. I've just learned how to handle it. I photographed it outside. I'm just going to show you some pictures. It was a very difficult model to photograph.
I bet.
Well, it's just
It's so bright.
Depending on your
dimensions,
background, yeah.
It's tall as well.
I also
Yeah.
shot video of it out there. I did some video shooting out there of the day because the weather was so nice, and I love sharing that kind of stuff with you guys on the show. Isn't it fun to walk outside with me and just see this little crazy little place where we shoot
yes, it's
miniatures?
So awesome. It is just
always-
so neat.
Yeah.
All right, continuing on, being as this is a short show, I was this week, I have B-roll of me patching the river. Right now the river is a table covered up with stuff. But over the time, there's been holes in it and fingernails punctured through the polyurethane and the waves on my water. So I just simply patched it with some drywall compound, and I'll go over it with blue paint and polyurethane and fix it. Getting on with the scene over there that you guys have been seeing me build now for going on 3 years. It's crazy how long it takes to build something flat. I'm slapping lights on it. I cut it out yesterday. I cut it out of the layout and have pulled it out of the scene so I could get underneath it, flip it over, wire it up. I'm putting 17 lights on the scene and 14 lights in the building. So I anticipate it'll take 2 days to do this. It was just hard for me to cut it out. And here's where I'm going to go with tonight's little discussion. I modeled this layout so I could take it outside and photograph it for run-bys, ad photography, and magazine article material. So I could feed my kids. That was my job. So I didn't build my layout permanent. It's 4-inch foam stacked. You guys already know that. You've seen hundreds of videos on What's Neat on how I built this layout. I wanted that section over there to be permanent. I don't want to take anything outside. I want to build it and just have it be here. but unfortunately, I've built it to the standards of what it is I take outside. Foam, lift it up, carry it out, 4 inches thick, doesn't flex, wrapped in oak, does not bend with the heat of the sun. It goes outside, it gets videotaped, it gets photographed, it comes back inside. I didn't want to do that back there. I wanted to keep it.
But
So
you
how
did it
do you
anyways.
wire it up? Where do you go with all the wires? How do I keep it permanent over there? I've got all my weed eaters and big heavy shelves made out of this material here, storing the equipment back there. I don't want to move that just to get underneath it and wire it. It's not designed to be permanent. It's designed to go outside. Well, I wanted that to be permanent. And so I'm getting into the argument down here with myself of why did I do this? Why didn't I just build open grade bench, 1x4s, open grid, put plywood on top. Then I only got to poke the wires for the lights through, 1/4 inch, and I can have them dangling down. They could be hanging there. It doesn't even matter. Nobody will see it. If it's going outside on foam, it's got to be tucked up in the foam. It's got to be encapsulated into the diorama. So if you were designing a layout now, unless you have a reason to take it outside, or maybe you design one section of your layout where you could take it to the RPM meet and put it on the table. Another theory on my design was I could change out the seasons. I could just rip out a scene immediately and change out the whole entire scene, which you're going to see me do on 2 parts of this layout in the next year.
Yeah.
But I'm at this thing of, if I were building a layout right now, I don't think I would build it to go outside. I don't think I would build it out of foam. I think I would use open grid. It doesn't flex, it doesn't shrink, it doesn't cause issues. And it's permanent, and it's easier to wire.
Yeah.
So opinions, please?
Well, I'd still say light construction is the best way to go on it. And I do like the idea of making everything removable from the layout, because if you have to go in and wire each module, that you can have connections going between the modules to carry the power around the layout, but to have each module be somewhat autonomous, that is, you have all the wiring and lighting for that module underneath. If something goes wrong and you have to work on it, then you can just pop it out of the layout, take it to your workbench, work on it where it's comfortable, and then put it back. Because who likes to crawl under their layout, right? I mean, that's probably the least favorite part of the job.
It would be impossible over there. Plus, I'm building these modules that are sitting on top of tabletops, flat tables. And over there, I didn't even do the flat plywood table. I simply kept the aluminum. What am I using? Steel studs. I take 2 steel stud 2x4s, and I pop rivet and liquid nail them together into a box, which is, and then the reason for that is, unlike wood, steel does not warp.
Right.
So when you've got a great big 12-foot foam module over there with 6 or 8-foot shelves underneath it holding weed eaters, it's not going to do this gig. Start,
Yeah.
which is what happens. So there was a reason for the madness of the design initially. It had a purpose. It was extremely functional. It worked. But now that I'm getting into lighting this layout, which I haven't lit anything since the Wharf, and before that the Midwest Valley Modelers layout, which was open grid.
Yeah.
Right.
That's right.
The Wharf was easy because it's built on a piece of plywood that can come out. Over here, I'm dealing with 4 inches of foam. How am I going to put in my railroad crossings? I'll have to cut out a cavity, lay some plywood on, a whole nother disturbance of the railroad crossing area just to put in grade crossings because it's thick foam.
Right.
If I built the layout now, I think I'd build an open grid bench work. I'm not taking it outside. I'm not shooting ad photos. I'm not doing video outside. Let's think about that. Can I go back to being a simple model railroader?
No.
I don't
Sorry,
think so.
folks.
No, I am a simple model railroader, but wouldn't it be neat if you just build your little 6-foot by, I talked about this tonight, a 6-foot by 1-foot diorama in your little bitty model room, which is 8x8. I got all my supplies there. Nobody knows my name. I've never done an article, and I don't go to clubs. I just go to the train store and once in a while buy a train, and I enjoy my hobby. I want to do that. I remember those days.
Once you
That's a
open
pipe dream.
Pandora's box, you can never close
No,
it
you can never
again.
go back
Can't
because
be
it just
closed.
keeps getting.
Yeah.
Way off topic. James Regier, what did you bring tonight?
Well, so I another 3D modeler was at the show this time, and that's Dan
Yelton?
Notley.
Yeah, right.
And of Yelton Models.
Yes.
He's come out with this recent model, Gleaner Combine, in HO scale. You can see how huge it is, and that's really, I mean, modern combines.
I thought that
have
was
gotten,
O scale.
Yeah.
Or S.
Yeah, they've gotten absolutely huge. But what's neat, it's one of the first combines I've seen that's, one, not a European model, because we've had plenty of those, but it's not green and it's not red. You know, this is the first HO scale Gleaner that I can recall being produced. And he said he's planning on taking it back, doing 1970s models of Gleaners as he's able to find them in the fields near where he lives.
So what color would it be?
It'd be sort of a galvanized silver.
Very cool.
And until recent times,
big. I
when they
can't
actually
believe
That thing is huge.
when they actually painted them silver, they were galvanized steel sides. And I always liked looking at them, and they had this sort of unique grain spout design,
Right.
where the spout was mounted at a 45-degree angle.
Can I touch it?
Yeah,
Is it one
The
piece?
front comes off.
yeah. The front comes off and the spout comes off, but
Wow.
yeah,
That's pretty
the
neat.
spout is posable. He used a ball and socket joint.
Wow.
But it's a pretty neat model.
It's bigger than the Ertl John Deere.
That
yes,
cutting head is
it's
like
bigger.
30 feet.
Yeah.
That's
wide.
I measured. It's actually not that big. It's a 24-footer.
Really?
So it's much smaller than what you'd see on in the
big
fields.
ones,
Yeah,
those
Yeah.
big ones.
because
yeah.
now they use articulated, dual 40-foot headers with draper heads. Just to haul tons of grain.
What a cool scene next to the
But-
tracks, though.
Yeah,
Right?
no, a nice
Definitely.
There was a great article in Railroad Model Craftsman it's last year sometime, but it had some person that was talking about how he models harvest, and he had a nice 1970s model Gleaner on that, and I kept trying to find out where he got it, and I never got an answer, but I'm glad it's coming. I'm glad it's coming.
This one's nice.
Are they still made today, the prototypes?
Oh yes, absolutely. In fact, today the production used to be in Concordia, Missouri.
Oh, okay.
Since it has moved to Heston, Kansas, with a lot of the other AGCO products,
Very cool.
and they've recently moved some of that production down to Mexico. But it's definitely still in production. A lot of farmers really will swear by their Gleaners. So it's a neat model. Then go ahead.
I was just going to ask Steve what he's got here.
I
Oh,
thought
Are you done?
I thought
Is James done with all his models?
well, I was just going to go through these others. These
What do
are
you got?
I got two tangent models.
Okay.
These are
Morton Salt Company.
Morton Salt Company. Yeah. So
Oh, that's why there's so.
Yeah.
Okay, I was wondering what
right here, this
I was
James falls
licking
again.
this
Why
earlier.
is
Yeah.
James the only one that always
I don't know.
falls
Yeah,
down
I
on
don't
the
know.
job?
James, stand up
you're going to
straight.
break my leg again.
I'm going to put him in.
So I was
Hey,
licking
don't
this,
blame
and
me.
this tastes just like salt.
It
Right.
does.
He's
It
right.
does. So this is actually from what
like a
used to be
salt
the
lake.
Cary salt mine in Hutchinson. It's now Hutchinson Salt Company. It's a really neat tour if you happen to go to Hutchinson. What you'll see as you go north from Highway 50 is a whole row of these old Pullman Standard cars and a bunch of other cars
Very
on their
cool.
absolute last legs, just buckets of rust because
Yeah.
now they're hauling road
Salt,
salt.
yeah.
and that just corrodes them
yeah.
like.
So is that where that Hutchison
Terribly.
Northern boxcar comes
So
from?
this one was a model. I didn't get it at the RPM, but I had to bring it along. This was a Athearn Genesis
Okay.
boxcar. I got it at K10s at some point, and I just was rummaging through one of their
I never
estate
knew
sales.
that was in Kansas.
Yeah. So the Hutchinson Northern was a short line. It originated as the Reno County interurban rail line that had service to Newton and to Wichita and all that. But the last 6 miles or so were kept in service to service the salt mines, and it was the Hutchinson Northern Railroad. And So they had box cars. It's since been purchased by a larger short line
Yeah.
concern.
Of course.
So did they haul salt in those too, like bagged salt, or?
They would have hauled bag salt and that sort of thing. Yes. So there are two salt processes. One is a process that we're probably familiar with coal mining, where they actually go down and hollow out these caverns of salt, and that's for road salt. And then they bring them back through the tipple and crush them and put them into the cars for shipment around the country for when the roads get icy. The other production method is through water, that they'll pump water down into the salt caverns and dissolve the salt, pump it back to the surface, and then desalinate it, and then that's for human consumption.
Oh, wow.
So.
I did not know that.
There's a famous salt mine in England called
Morton?
no, not Morton.
Not Morton.
No,
Not
it's
Morton.
Molson's or something like that.
Okay.
But that's the most expensive salt that you can buy. So.
But yeah, and we can talk about all sorts of salt mine tours. But this is neat. It's 650 feet underground, so about 50 feet deeper than the St. Louis Arch is tall.
Wow.
And
That's
constant temperatures about 60 degrees. Of course, it's completely dark unless you got the lights on.
Model that.
Yeah.
But part of the tour is that you can pick up
okay.
pieces of rock salt. And
Oh,
that's,
I would hope so.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
you
So-
just took a souvenir when no one was
Right,
looking.
right, right.
I'd hate to go
Look,
to a
I just
museum.
broke this off the wall.
I'd hate to go to a
Yeah.
museum or somewhere
Yeah.
with you where you just take a sample.
yeah, no,
that's
they
it.
have a big pile of it. So,
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So
But-
these trains are bigger than all of our trains.
I know.
Yeah, these
That's
ones.
it.
Yeah.
Yes, I had to.
Those are cool.
Had to get a little Lionel, get an O scale in here for a change.
Yeah.
Got all this whole table full of HO in
we
that.
we
It's
love
nice
your
and
O scale
solid.
stuff.
Got to do.
Yeah.
And of course, your dad told the same story as it came in today that everybody says. Everybody talks about how they had a locomotive,
A Lionel.
Lionel.
old
First
Lionel
train, yeah.
steam
My
motor.
first train
Yeah.
was a
Everybody,
Lionel, too.
Looks like this is a Penzi.
That's the turbine.
That's a steam turbine.
This is the
this.
same
Yeah.
model that Broadway Limited came out with a year ago.
Right.
And this is what we had going around our Christmas tree upstairs with the aluminum Christmas tree.
Yeah.
And the big metal light, the light that
Color wheel.
Color wheel.
Color wheel.
Yes.
Good and solid.
don't make me
This
so-
isn't the plastic. This
I've
is
got
So that's a
Photos.
682,
686.
686. Okay.
Yes, good and solid. And then I brought one of the other ones, same thing. Good and heavy.
That's the
And I still-
Pacific. No, it's the Hudson.
262. Or
And I still, you put it
464. That's a Hudson.
Yeah.
464 there. Still put them on the layout now.
Yeah.
Run them around.
That's
Put the
fantastic.
smoke in there after being
Sitting
as old
for
as they
50
are, sit
years,
for
yeah,
whatever.
and
They
then-
always
Is this the
continue to
switch
run.
to
And that's-
turn the smoke on and off?
no, backward,
That's
forward, that
theoretically
way.
the direction switch.
The
Yeah.
direction switch that
Forward,
way, but
reverse.
Very cool.
gotta go back to the old reliable that type
Right,
of thing. But
right.
everybody
Yeah.
you talk to, that's
Yeah.
anybody. They all have a steam Lionel locomotive in their
Yeah.
memory, and that's the best thing that Lionel has. Is they
We
just
can
have
really
other things.
appreciate all the fine scale
I mean, look at the
Yeah.
difference
stuff,
between
but
this
there's
and
still
that
a
stuff
certain
up there.
thrill from
Yeah, so
that.
just the fact of yes, this
that
is the
Lionel.
thing that way you like the little fine
Well,
tuned stuff
yeah.
that goes with.
It's really amazing. We talk about the detailing that's happened in HO scale and the improvements there, but looking at some of those N scale models
Yeah.
at the RPM meet, I mean, every bit of the detail is there, and like every bit of the quality is there, and it has just this real opportunity to just kind of increase your trackage in a small space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at the detail on this table.
I
Yeah.
know.
Amazing
Look at
the
all of
detail,
it.
yes.
And that's a
It's
realistic
amazing.
fly right there on
Every
the boxcar.
I know. Talk to me about photo shoots outside. Cicadas were the worst climbing all of the Bachmann steam engines.
I mean,
Oh, man.
every unit that comes out is better than the unit before.
Right.
And that's on
Yes,
everything
yeah.
now. I
It keeps
mean,
changing.
it's amazing. It's definitely amazing.
Best hobby in the world with some of the best models in it.
So if you want our new boxcar, the 2024 What's Neat with the arch in it,
I do. I want it.
go to valuetrainsusa.com and order them. They are, I believe,
This
orderable
would
now.
look great weathered. I don't want to say we're going to have
Yeah.
a weathering contest, but maybe a weathering expose.
And there
Oh,
may
you
be
know what?
some-
Send
there
in
may
our
be some
photos.
other
We'll
cool
feature 'em
stuff
on the
down
show.
line,
Send
too.
me the freight car. I'll shoot it
Yeah,
outside.
That's right.
Yeah, these are cool. They're in the next month's Model Railroader ads, so the Model Railroad guys out there will see them in the magazine just in time for Christmas.
ValueTrainsUSA.com. Go check out
Yeah.
everything that they
And I'm working on an idea on this. I want to make a freight car. This is billboard beautiful, and this is neat. It's a collector's item. I get that.
But
This is not a but. This is and. This is
Okay,
an
yeah.
exciting
Yeah.
idea.
And.
That's called sales. I want to do one that's either yellow with a silver door, or maybe that light blue, like we see on the leasing. I don't know what
yeah.
boxcar.
or just boxcar
or
red.
just boxcar red, maybe with a silver door. I don't know yet.
Yeah.
But I wanted to say what's neat transportation, what's neat leasing, what's neat something about like as if it was a railroad. On the other side, I would love to say worldwide service, right? Because this show reaches
Absolutely.
Worldwide,
There you
yeah,
go.
that's it.
and make the logo what's neat kind of small. It'll be there, but it'll be littler, smaller, and make it realistic looking with all the reporting marks you would expect on a car, so that if it were to be weathered, or I would put it on my layout, it would just more blend in, kind of be more prototype looking, maybe.
Absolutely.
So then you'll have
Yeah.
your option of the billboard car, which is beautiful with the arch, or one that you could go crazy on and weather out.
And be more realistic looking.
And
Yeah.
even the reporting mark should be patched out. You know, maybe it
Yeah.
was boxcar red, but
right.
patch it out black. Just
Yeah.
an accentuation.
All of you graphic artists out there, send us your
No,
stuff.
I got this in my head because if I know it's wrong, it's wrong.
Well,
if I know it's right, it's right. It's somewhere in
Let's
my
see
head.
what everyone else has to say.
Maybe we'll do all three colors because nothing looks better. Can I move around? Nothing
little
looks
bit.
better than
Yeah,
a
why not? It's your
Frisco.
show.
Yeah, that's it.
A Frisco weathered, and this is the
yeah.
car that Joe Steinman did
Yep.
that I thought my
That's
buddy
beautiful,
had
yeah.
done, and we've had it in the background of many Athearn
This side's
ads.
better. Show this
They're
side.
both better. There's no such thing as a bad side.
Oh, wait, this side's better.
But look how
Show
good
this
a yellow car
Yeah.
looks weathered. And so if you're going to do the What's Neat car, you know, and you're going to weather it, I think yellow is a great palette to start with.
agree.
Definitely.
I
Or
agree.
Penn
So
Central green.
These are
or
the
light
ideas
blue.
I've
Oh
got.
yeah.
You're
Different
an idea
ideas.
man.
You are.
Yeah.
Click out
Something
those
good's
there.
going to come from it.
Lots of ideas.
Okay.
All right, with that, I think we're done. Let's go around the table one more time. Boom.
Okay.
Just like that. Best hobby in the world with some of the best people in it.
I'm
Talk
bringing
about
it.
the bell thing.
The bell thing.
Yeah, subscribe.
bell
There's a
thing.
bell thing. Oh yeah.
Hit
if you-
subscribe.
If you go to YouTube and you go to Ken Patterson and then What's Neat This Week, you can subscribe. You can hit the bell to get notifications. You can go like us on Facebook. You can send us messages.
You can like us on YouTube.
Facebook. You can
Give
like
a
us
thumbs
on
up.
YouTube.
Yes.
Yep. You
Next-
can
all those
you can
things.
like us in Model Railroader magazine.
Next week, we're going to have Randy Hook on with his father. Randy Hook is a gentleman that made the What's Neat podcast index.
Yes.
Oh yes.
He's got what'sneat.com.
Yes.
So what we're thinking about doing is taking that index and making it the main page for the show. What'sneat.com. You type it in, you go straight to the What's Neat show. It'll be linked to the boxcar, linked to all other special interests that we're associated with, and then have the index there as well. So he's going to be on the show next week and maybe talk about that.
We've
Yes.
had so many amazing people on the show that's a great option for you guys out there
Yeah.
to find everything that we've had. From
Yeah.
Paul Lally to, I don't know, George Bogaton.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Also, coming up in another week this month, we're going to have Tony Cook on. He
Oh,
just
that's
sent me a brand new publication that
Very
he
cool.
made, and I haven't even looked at it yet.
Nice.
There's all kinds of neat stuff coming up, but let's just get this show edited. As soon as we're done with the show, I'm going to go over there and work all night till sunrise and get that scene lit. I am motivated, I am excited, and I'm shooting video for What's Neat. So yeah,
All right.
rock and roll.
3, 2, 1.
Let's go run some trains.
Oh yeah.
Bye, everybody.
I know that wasn't a clap of thunder, was it? I guess the
No.
critters are home.
Yeah, I'm going to hold myself.
Rock and roll, thumbnail shy. I need to shoot B-roll of all these models. That's going to take 5
No,
minutes.
hold on. No.
What do you guys want to hold tonight?
Yeah.
Can I keep
Put your
this?
tongue back, yeah.
James is going to get deer in his front yard because he's bringing the salt lick.
For real.
Or you're going to start growing antlers, James.
Yeah, I'll just hold myself.
You'll have antlers by Christmas. I know you will. All right, ready, set, go. Let's do something different. Let's look at that one.
Okay.
Can we do
All
that?
right.
Yeah.
Ready,
Yeah.
set, and
All right.
and we got a thumbnail.
Go.
Okay, I don't want to break this.
I
Let's
don't
not
want
break
you
it.
to break that, okay?
Oh my God, I can't believe I own that. It's so beautiful. I just
Yeah.
come down here and I look at
I
it.
know.
It's like,
That's great.
whoa. Oh, God. I want to put American flag on top of it.
There you go.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
really
There you
cool.
go. Yeah.
Needs to be weathered.
Said me by everything that I own.
This is such a great option.
It is. Look at all this cool stuff.
All right, let's make sure we got sound and cameras. And
Oh.
Make
Oh,
sure,
you
make
for-
sure we have
You
sound.
forgot to turn
Make sure
sound
you're
on
unclipped.
again?
Oh no.
Yeah. Oh no.
Sorry, Scotty.
didn't do a sound check.
we don't have to anymore.
You don't need no stinking sound checks.
We can turn the air conditioner back on too.
You know we never get it right.